I'm going to beat up Joe Pesci. He lives in Queens.
My pick is definitely the Christmas Story. It's the only movie I ever watched for 24 straight hours and not hated the end of it. Plus, I think it's incredibly ahead of its time. I think it was made in the early 80s, and some of the issues addressed in that movie, bullying, kids failing horribly at school, and kids obsessed with guns. Stuff that's happening right now. Nothing. Nobody thinks debilitating social issues are important and want to laugh at them. The only one, there's a scene in that movie that should still be going on, but it's not. The kid curses, and his mother washes his mouth out with soap. So here was the idea back in the 50s. Our kid said a word he shouldn't have said. Let's poison him.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, fourth round. We got music. Here's the question of the night. I want the most embarrassing thing in your iPod. So I'm saying if we took it from you right now, press shuffle, and play it in this theater, what are you sweating bullets that doesn't come off?
I have a lot of Engelbert Humperdinck in my iPhone. Well, you know from when we spoke, I mix a lot of hip-hop, so I have a lot of odd stuff. Although I have, believe it or not, I have to have a day job, so because the money's just pouring in. But they're still paying us, right?
Talk, make sure the rest of this panel goes.
Okay. Well, anyway, coworker of mine came to work and he's playing like all kinds of hardcore metal and stuff like that. And then I hear a tisket, a tisket. I was like, what the hell is that? He's like, my daughter had a birthday party. I'm like, yeah, you just ride to work with that thing playing, you know. So, okay. Yeah. This is hard. This is like a.
I had initially planned to. I knew we were gonna have a music question, and I was gonna bring up my iPod so I could actually look for it, but I left it in my jacket. So now off the top of the dome, I have to say that Ashanti and Ja Rule song. Would you love me in the morning? Would you love me in the morning? You know the one where like it's like Grease, but he's just like saying really bad stuff to her the whole time in the video, like "Wanna love you with your skirt on." Like, "You're so cute." Yeah, that one I think.
Worst thing, I have half of my iPod is embarrassing because I am one of the select few that shares an iPod with an 11-year-old. I don't have an iPod, but like I plugged it in one time and like I share it with my little cousin Eliza. So, there are tons of stuff that are bad. Bieber, a lot of Bieber. But like more embarrassing is like when my little cousin has to like ask for it back. Be like, come on, just. Fine. I'll run in my jeans.
Mine, I just became aware of about a week ago. I was at an event with DJ Clue. Yes, the DJ Clue. I got home from that event. I told my wife I was hanging out with Clue, and she was like, "Where the hell did you go? 1998?" So I'm sitting there, and I just remember in the back of my mind, like 15 years ago, he remixed the Mariah Carey song. That was a banger, right? And I knew I couldn't remember the name of it for the life of me, so I pull up my phone. I think I got it on there. So I go through the 2 or 3 dozen DJ Clue mixtapes I have on it. That's not the embarrassing part yet. And I'm like, well, I can't find it. Maybe it's on the Mariah Carey. So I go into Mariah Carey, and to my shock and dismay, 27 Mariah Carey songs. Who do I think I am? Nick Cannon doesn't have 27 Mariah Carey songs. So then, on the way home, I'm like, that's unacceptable. I cannot live like this. I got to cut some of these. So I start playing them. They're awesome. She is a national treasure. I now have 43 Mariah Carey songs because I went back and filled in the gaps. All right, that's going to do it for the first 4 rounds. What do we got? What do you want us to address, guys?
Questions from the audience, anybody? Anything. Anything. Don't be shy.
Sure.
Okay, that's good. That's all right. So many guys addressed already. Let's talk
It's a
about
statement,
that.
sir.
It's a statement.
What is, I think this is
Put your answer in the form of
I like where this is going. Here's the deal. We're all basically from here, except for Dennis, who's a liar and no idea where he's from. What's funny about the Jersey Shore? Why is MTV here every couple of years? Why does the whole world know about this area of the country? How does it birth us? What's funny about this?
Definitely, I mean, if you go out west, they have beautiful beaches, and we have like people who change their kids at the beach in the water, and like, condoms float on the shore. You can't see like in 2-foot deep water. I mean, that's not normal, everybody. So that's kind of funny.
Also, I grew up in a town where there are no bookstores. You cannot buy a book in Toms River, New Jersey. George Orwell's 1984. They're just gone. But somehow there's not one but 2 jet ski superstores. How many people need jet skis in one suburban town? Dennis, what do you got, man?
I'd have to say fried Oreos are the best thing about the Jersey Shore. If you never had a fried Oreo, it's not as good as you would think it would be. I thought that I was like getting into something that was gonna be like, everybody described them like it was like, oh, you gotta try fried Oreos, bro. But it's just like a soggy Oreo with like extra powdered sugar on it, and I think that the funnel cake and fried Oreos really, they're like, it's like the identity of the boardwalk, I think, and like those big plates of chips, just like grease and fat, and like, who would make this Oreo better? We should dip it in some frosty stuff.
I think another thing that's good, man, is that there's a lot.
That was the sound of my heart attack.
Obviously, you're in a place like Asbury, and it's cool. There's a lot of new businesses, a lot of cool bars and like dessert places and vegan restaurants. Some of them will work, and I hope they all do. Some of them just will not, just the way the economy goes. But I think if you want to be in business and successful and really rich at the Jersey Shore, you got to focus on a few main things: hair salons, nail salons, and strip mall karate schools. There is nowhere in the world where there's more people willing to pay people to kick the shit out of them than at the Jersey Shore. But I don't even hate that about here, because I sometimes have to drive through Newark, because honestly I've made a lot of poor decisions in my life. And there's a lot of karate schools up in the hood, and when I drive by them I just think to myself, aren't these kids dangerous enough? Joe, what do you got, man?
Karate schools. Karate schools. Love them. Yeah. Not been accepted to a single one of them. That's why I love them so much. I once went to a karate school, and I went there because at St. Patrick's Day Parade, they were throwing Jolly Ranchers with coupons attached to them, and I was scooping them up, and I'm like, oh, I got enough for a black belt here. And that's how I learned about how coupons work. You can only use one. I'm like, what? Because their register doesn't have quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies, watermelon. Watermelon's like, oh, here's your 3 Jolly Ranchers back. But I love the Jersey Shore, because if you ever go to like one of the seaside boardwalks where they have like a second story, you can just look over, and basically it looks like everybody had just done a dizzy bat. And it goes on. It's like the most fascinating animal farm.
I'll tell you guys what, we can say what you want about this place. You can't buy books, there's too many jet ski stores, the karate schools, the people who did the dizzy bat, orange spray tans, the funnel cake, the boardwalk. MTV can make fun of us all they want, but I'm 100% sure of one thing: there is no place on earth I would rather be than the Jersey Shore. And we got to give it up one more time for Mike Stewart.